What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and I know, I'm always late to the reviews for Mayans, and again, I'm sorry. I've been very busy, tired, but still trying to get these reviews out for you guys. Still trying to crunch on for you. But overall, let's talk about the latest episode. So, if you guys watched the latest episode, you guys already know what happened. But let me give you my thoughts on this because, again, I think out of my own opinion, this is probably the best episode so far this season because not only a lot happened, but a lot of the walls are closing in, and it kind of seems like we really don't know what's going to happen by the end of the damn near of the latest episode of Mayans. So this episode pretty much did I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit for character to character because we kind of got a lot of things I would say brought up to the light a little bit. So as of right now, one of the most craziest things I'm going to get into is obviously Easy still trying to run the club, and in the beginning of the episode we see the Grim Bastards show up. Now again, if you guys don't remember these guys, they had a alliance in Charming. The leader of that charter was and is, I still believe now, a son, because he went from being the leader to that charter of the Grand Bastards to becoming a son. So this charter does have some type of relationship with the Mayans and also the Sons as well. So this leader, Lucky, he goes to Easy, telling him basically he wants to have a peace discussion between Isaac's charter and Easy. Now, Easy basically being Easy, he's basically saying, okay, what the hell do you get out of it? And he's even telling him the blood on the streets needs to stop because if the feds are knocking on your door, they're building a RICO against you. Because it did show in the beginning of the episode that Angel and Bishop, as well as everyone else, did a drive-by on the Sons, and it's just getting worse, back for back. And what we see is Easy finally agree to do this sit-down at some point. Now, when he does have a sit-down with the club, he starts giving the money that he's gaining from the drugs to everyone in the group. And what we see earlier in the episode is Angel gets confronted by Miguel about, of course, them raiding the warehouse that the boy saw Angel. So he tells him about that. Then we even get confirmation on something not once but twice. Guys, my theory was correct that Angel was the one that burnt down the warehouse from the drugs. In the beginning, Miguel told him, do you really think that we didn't have cameras on the warehouse? Why did you do it? Why did you destroy Easy's dream? He didn't answer him. And then later on, when Angel tries to go talk to the one that Easy's been with, he even says, after him trying to tell her, like, look, he ain't gonna listen to me, get him to stop doing all this with the drugs and trying to take on the cartel. And she even says that he needs to go, and then he finally just says, I should have just burned all this shit down too. So now we got confirmation that Angel is the one that burned this down. And then even when he states how he feels in the club that they should not get into drugs, and that's when, of course, Easy's sending all the money to everybody. Now again, at the very end of that part, we see where Easy talks to Hank, and he says, like, hey, how's your mom doing? Gives him information about that, and also about Creeper, and he says that he's closing in on the deal now, or who the rat is. Now, Angel did not take the money. I honestly think Angel, with everything going on this season, I think Angel finally wants to try to go straight. I'm not sure exactly how he plans on doing this, but that's the feeling I'm getting off of this. Then, one of the big things, we see Potter in this episode. I know almost everybody probably hates Potter. I know I hate Potter. I hope he gets a bullet this season. Because, again, he's been a pain in the ass ever since Sons of Anarchy. So, again, we all know he's pulling the strings from Miguel and that other one. He is trying to figure out how exactly the other one they tried to make a deal with, how he's dead, how the warehouse was dead, and how he knows that Miguel had a secret meeting with Angel, and how he's trying to still pull strings, even though he now has his own agency coming after him, because the one that went to interview him at first, she is still investigating him, and then her boss comes in, basically from his own bosses, telling her to stop digging. Because now we know that Potter is not only so protected but at the same time, there's higher-ups that are dirty just like Potter as well, and they want to keep Potter around because Potter can be resourceful, because they're not only dealing with the gangs, but with the cartel, but with everything else. We all know that Potter is dirty as hell, so that's the reason why she is wanting to investigate, and why they're telling her to stop. Well, she does go to Emily and Miguel. She tries to talk to Emily, and she already kind of sees that there is a big distance between her and Miguel, and she even tells Miguel in a subtle way, basically, if you care about your family, save them while you can. Otherwise, you're going to end up in prison, and maybe unless until your son graduates or gets married. And Miguel obviously thinks she's blowing smoke. She's not. And that's kind of how that part ends. But then we see something else too. Creeper finally gets confirmation, not by one, but by two different characters. The one, obviously, that Creeper was with. She comes in after informing him that Easy is the rat, after confirming that the one that was on the tape was his cousin, and the one that he killed for Emily. Now, also at the same time, Creeper doesn't want to believe this. That's his brother. That's his friend. This is someone he believes in. And then he goes to someone else by the name of Smokey, and apparently this is JJ's cousin, the one that Easy knew in jail, that he was friends with, and he even confirms it is Easy as well. Basically, a long story short. And Easy does go see Creeper and gives him the whole, spiel of, I know how it is to be inside, and I know what it's like. My dad couldn't come see me all the time. My brother saw me a few times. Creeper ain't saying anything. And then he finally recites what Easy was telling everybody, that I will bleed for you, I will do this, I will do that. And he basically says, we made you a king and you were a effing rat. And basically, it's open. There's literally, it's all in the open now that Creeper now knows that Easy's a rat. And Easy's begging him not to do anything until he, literally gets him to heights, and maybe he'll understand. And he's going to say, hey, I'm going to call Hank and I'm going to burn all this to the ground. Easy has no choice but to grab Creeper and act like he attacked him so he can get him in the hole for however many days. That way Easy has more time before he spills whatever beans to Hank. Now, there's only two things I can see this working out. One, Easy is somehow going to have Creeper killed to keep his secret. Or two, he's going to talk to Creeper again somehow, some way. Or it's going to come out about him being a possible rat. That is the only way I see this happening at somehow, some point. So I see maybe about one or two more episodes before Creeper gets out of solitary confinement, and then the beans get spilled about this. And then also what we see is Alvarez kind of having issues with his family. He's having issues still trying to deal with his old life. And his, Bishop shows up to a party of the one that he's seeing for her granddaughter's birthday, and Alvarez leaves. And later on in the episode, his wife tells him, I understand you're grieving for your life, but if you don't start acting like you're here, and this is again pretty much the gist of it, then we're going to leave. And that hits him, and it really does. And then finally, we see later on in the episode, he finally starts spending time with his son, which is a good thing. But again, he's having a hard time dealing because, again, how betrayed he was. And then we see Bishop at the party meeting the son of the one he's with, which was kind of awkward, but also kind of funny at the same time because they're both vets, so that's how they're kind of bond. Then she brings her granddaughter to him, and he holds her. And Bishop got in his feels, and you can't help but feel sorry for Bishop because, again, he lost his kid so early, and it still hits him. So, again, maybe this is going to humble him more. This is going to humble him more as a family man, and maybe want to have a good family with the one that he's with now. So maybe we can see something out of that. Then we also see, of course, Letty in this episode. Letty and Hope return, and they're partying up in the house. And when they're about ready to get served again, she sends the guy all the money, basically saying, hey, we got the money. And they're partying it up. Now, the one thing I will say that was interesting in this episode, that was the main thing, is we see the sit down between Isaac's charter and Easy's charter. Now, Easy recites the same thing to Isaac, and Isaac does not care. He's basically saying, oh, well, aren't we missing some? Where's Coco? And he's just being an asshole. He's like, where's Coco? Oh, he gave me this. The bullet scrape that he gave him. And, he is wanting this war. He is the one that initiated this war. But he's blaming it on the Mayans. We all know this. And the Grim Bastards are basically saying, you both agreed to a peaceful treaty, you're not going to do this. And Isaac is the one that's not listening, so he says, one of our, basically our best against yours. He gets this big dude from the Suns to fight. Easy's like, okay, if I said all this, I'm going to keep up to it. So we see this big fight between Easy and this other guy. Easy does get his ass kicked a little bit. He does. Then he goes, finally finishes this guy off, continues the speech that he's always doing, and then Isaac goes, it is you, and he just like walks off. Now, in actuality, they are winning. The Mayans, unfortunately, are still losing. They're trying to still gain territory. They're trying to get their money back. They're trying to get weapons. So right now, the Mayans are trying to get on from defense to offense. And it's going to be very hard. We do see where everybody returns. And then we see where Easy does get cleaned up. Then he talks to the one he's been with about her talk with Angel. And Easy comes in. They all start chanting his name. And him and Angel are just looking at each other. So more than likely, he may now know that he is the one that burned down the warehouse. And we also see Creeper in solitary confinement basically not saying anything. And then we see at the very last episode where Hope and Letty are now in danger from the Suns. They find them. And Isaac's on top of Letty. Now again, he's basically going to have her do something for him. This could be a number of things. It could be spying on the Mayans. It could be possible other things that he may want from her. Don't know exactly what. There could be a number of things he could want from her. Don't know exactly what, but he's going to want some type of sick, twisted revenge on not only the Mayans, but also her as well, because of her being Coco's daughter. Now, once again, this episode was absolutely crazy. My analysis probably for next week, I think we're going to be seeing the end results of what happened tonight. The actual episode for this latest episode, and I think it's going to go into next week, and we're just going to be seeing what's going to be the conclusion of what's going to happen, and also what's going to be the analysis of is Easy basically knowing what Angel did. Does everybody else going to find out about Easy ratting? What's going to happen with Letty and Hope? All this kind of stuff. So let me know your guys' thoughts about this down in the comments down below. What is your overall thoughts down in the comments? And and also I want to go ahead and reiterate this on something, because I had a comment and this just bugged me on my last video. How I was saying they were cooking meth and it was phenamine or fennel. Guys, I don't pay attention to what the hell they cook, okay? All I know is they're cooking drugs. So I'm just going to say drugs from now on, because somebody's going to get all critical down in the comments. I don't give a shit, okay? I really don't. I do these videos because I love the show, I love the characters, I love the story, I like it, okay? And if one of you is going to critique me, then fine. But at least say, okay, hey, maybe if I got someone's name wrong, okay, sorry. If I got a drug wrong, sorry. It happens. One, I'm the one that's doing these reviews. So if you like them, great, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. But if you don't, then why are you on my channel to begin with? If you've been on my channel the first time, okay, thank you. Thank you for checking it out. But again, because I got a name wrong, you're going to give me crap for it? That's kind of stupid. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not going to know about this crap. Again, oh, well, they say it in the show. Okay, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to the actual story of what they're trying to do, not the name of, oh, this is the drug. I'm not going to know every single drug that's been on Mayans or Suns. Just like I'm not going to remember every drug that's been in Power. You know, so again, I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of venting at this point. I find it kind of stupid. But again, mistakes happen. I understand it. So the person that made that comment, I apologize that I got that name wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, guys, I just hope you really enjoy these reviews. I love giving it to them. I love doing these reviews on Mayans. I know this is the last season. I don't know if we're going to go any further in this world of Mayans and Sons. Hopefully we do. I'm probably going to do a video about that at some other point in time. But what was your overall, what was your thoughts on this episode, man? What did you enjoy? Did you like it? What do you think is going to happen? Who you hoping that who do you hope that dies soon? Who do you hope that actually finds out what? Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about it down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.